We're
Yeah,
back,
picture servers
and it
offline.
fixed everything. Okay, so hi, welcome to the bonus roll, the Briar Garden campaign. I did not almost say Second Sight Agency. I am your DM Gearnos. I got a stream deck for Christmas, and I set it up wrong. Today we are playing in my homebrew world of Audra, and joining me are my lovely, wonderful, and friends. Hello, welcome. Meryl, once more, describe yourself. Y'all can wave at the cameras now.
Hello, world. I am Merle. I'm playing Buttons von Ambergal. She is a Harengon artificer of a noble house. She is very bad at this whole Feywild thing. And she has almost died, I believe twice in counting, that we know of. So let's see if we can avoid any of that this time around.
I mean, I know Kahlo is making death saving throws. I don't know if Buttons got to that point.
Buttons got exhaustion, and she was down to, I believe, 2 hit points for quite a while in combat there. So, yeah, she's slightly squishy at this level. Let's say Ziziva next.
I play a character that you can call Kala. She is a fairy bard who was originally arose from the Feywild and has been making her home in Glassbreaker Port.
Port Glassbreaker.
She's the seed hoarder of the group. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, keep it rolling.
Hi everybody, I'm Tux. I play Bert, the Paquin Rogue, and yeah, that's all you really need to know.
Hi guys, I'm Ronnie, and I'm playing Ren. He's a Ladrin of Spring, a warlock, and his memory is very fuzzy of his early years, so his real name is not known to anybody, including himself.
All right. I did not tell everyone to come up with false names, just for the record.
And Buttons didn't. Buttons has been giving her real name everywhere.
No, Buttons hasn't. Maybe Buttons has. You don't know. That said, let me swap the music to something more thematically appropriate, other than our intro. Background music is...
music.
Well, then sign into the Roll20 and unmute the Roll20.
Is not muted.
Background music is provided by Tabletop Audio, a powerful and free, as opposed to, Sirenscape. Also, they don't yell at me if I forget to mention them every now and then.
Okay. And issue solved.
More importantly, they're not owned by Tops.
The Tops Corporation.
Yeah.
Owners of, I'm not sure what.
Shadowrun.
Shadowrun.
I wasn't
And
gonna
probably
say,
many
'cause we're
other
not playing it.
properties.
All right, so I distributed a clip of y'all since we went on to y'all because we went on hiatus, but just for the edification of our wonderful viewers, y'all have been transported to the Feywild, requested to locate a entourage that has been sent there to gather multiple material components for magic items, spells, the what, that has failed to return. Y'all had an encounter with a village of tiny mouse-like creatures, and then an encounter with large wolf-like creatures, and then found a rather large charred spot on the ground, and then had an encounter and are having an encounter with a strange figure that y'all do not know, with wispy silver hair that just kind of flows behind her like she's moving through the ocean. While this is going on, Bert has been digging in what he believes to be dirt. With that said, Bert, what are you doing?
So I can't, make a medicine check to determine how these bones like how the original owners died, right?
No, you totally can. It may not. It may have a very high DC, but you are welcome to try. I encourage
Why
you to
not?
try.
All right, we're doing dice. Medicine check, go. 17.
17. You don't have enough of the skeleton to give you a accurate, though there are some what looks like scrape marks on several of the bones.
Interesting.
Inside the house, the lady kind of looks over you and says, I appreciate the offer to help me, I truly do. However, the bounds of hospitality would not allow me to impose upon my guests in such a way. Though, And she kind of stops and looks up for a second. So, no, I haven't invited one of them in. Uh, do what you will. Yes, thank you. Before she looks back to you. Sorry. Anyway, there is something you can do for me, though I am hesitant to ask that of that. Bert, could you please make a charisma saving throw?
Okay. 21.
21? Oh, hold on, wait, that may have been the wrong one. Let me check. Wisdom. Wisdom saving throw.
Are you sure it's not charisma?
Yes.
5.
5. Wait, you got a plus what for your charisma?
Yeah.
No, you didn't have to re-roll. Just use your charisma modifier for that.
Oh.
Or a puff of like kind of greenish white gas, or maybe a half a foot in front of you. It smells faintly of lemon and sage. She turns to the rest of you all. Well, first off, you are in no condition to do the favor, so I will allow you to rest here. And nearby there is let's say a cache that has been left by someone that, a neighbor that no longer visits, and it is rather bothersome to me that it is there. If you could go and clear it out and maybe fetch a few items from the vault within, I would appreciate it. Bert, what you doing?
Uh. Is there still more to dig in that area, or do I think I've pretty
Yeah,
much found?
I mean, you haven't found a full skeleton. There's plenty of dirt.
I guess I'll continue to dig.
Okay. As you start digging, could you make me another wisdom saving throw as another puff of kind of yellowish white gas hits you in the face?
18.
18. Okay. Make just a general wisdom roll for me.
Sounds like a
2.
DM hints.
2. All right.
A little bit.
You dig for a while. You're not starting to find any more bones. You're starting to think that you may have found everything that's here. Inside, the lady kind of smiles at you. Of course, I only have the single bed, but if you have cots or anything like that, I will be happy to burn a log of Penton wood, and you may rest here for the evening.
That sounds good to me. I don't need a bed.
That's good because I only have one.
Would you mind if I confer with my colleagues for a moment?
Most certainly, go ahead. If you will excuse me. Bert, Make another wisdom saving throw, please.
14.
14. Okay. What you doing? Other than ignoring the puffs of yellowish white gas that keep on getting blown in your face.
I think I'm gonna try to put him back.
The bones?
Yes.
Make a dexterity check.
Damn it. 8.
You kind of just huck them in and push the dirt over them.
No, I think that was check, not save in the future.
Oh, my bad. I clicked the wrong thing. That was 6, if it makes any difference.
Yeah, you huck them in and just kind of push the dirt back over them. Make another wisdom save as another puff
The
of gas.
perfect crime.
Buttons, I'm
7.
Let's see here now. You are stunned. Roll me a d6, please.
3.
3. Let's see. You kind of get a face full of the gas all of a sudden, and it must have finally built up enough in your system as everything gets a little wobbly, and you feel really happy. You're kind of like stiff-legged, walking yourself off towards the woods, like have you ever seen a cat coming off of tranquilizers?
No.
It's a very funny thing.
Yes. As you start walking in that direction, you feel something pulling on your tail. You turn around, you don't see anything, but you find yourself wobbling in that direction. So, what were y'all saying?
I'm
All
not
right.
sure how that necessarily furthers our investigation. I mean, we do need to rest. I don't see how that furthers, going and finding the professor to go treasure hunting.
Right. And as far as we were, they were going to reopen the way home. How often was that? Because I don't have that in my notes.
Make a history
Was
roll.
it every 12 hours?
Make a history roll.
Oh, for 11.
11? That beats the minimum. You were told that they would keep it open for 12 hours and that they would then open it again every 12 hours. Bert,
Okay.
you're kind
And
of
Right.
stiff-legged,
to get-
wobbling. Oh, go ahead.
And
I guess
we,
we don't know how long they'll hold it. Let's say this one closes and we run out of time here, and we have to wait for it to reopen in 12 hours. Do we know how long that window for it to stay open before they
we
shut it when
don't.
it opens up?
We may also have some difficulty getting back to it. Don't forget the trouble we had getting here.
So if we run out of time, we should mark exactly 12 hours and then be there at that time so when it opens we can hop through.
Hopefully with the professor.
Do you mean like how half a day works in Glassbreaker Port? Or I'm not sure how you would intend to measure that here.
Bert,
That's a good point. 12
you
hours would be hard to clock
Bert,
in a place with no clocks.
as you are walking, you could swear you're being lifted up and floating through the air, though you're not quite sure why, but you find yourself moving around towards the front of the building. Everything is like kind of spinning and you just kind of feel really happy. Please continue. Sorry to interrupt.
Well,
I hope Bert hasn't gotten into anything crazy.
yeah, maybe we should.
He was right
I've been
behind
idly
us.
thinking about that. I know, but it's been a while. Oh,
Also, I
and
don't.
what did this one say about a cage? He wants us to go to a cage? Did
A
you?
cache, I believe.
Oh, cache. Like a
Or a
treasure,
cache? I'm not actually
treasure
sure of the
cache?
pronunciation. That's what it sounded like.
After about 30
I
seconds,
do
Bert
hate
kind
to
of
mention it.
floats through the hide screen and gets deposited next to the fireplace.
Oh, good,
Bert,
he's fine.
Oh, Bert.
Bert, you're not sure how you ended up inside the building or if you ever actually really left, but there's a tall, strange woman with silver hair that's floating like she's in the ocean petting you.
Right. And also, I hate to
Bert
say
makes
this, I don't,
purring noises.
but I don't recall if I mentioned our momentary hostess does appear to be rather strongly uh, enchanted, illusioned,
Illusioned.
illusioned.
So is she standing separate with Bert than the three of us, or are we just standing there and Buttons is sitting
I think it
around?
would. I think it was kind of in a huddle
I
aside.
assumed y'all moved off to the side a little and she is being polite and pretending that she is not listening in on y'all.
Okay.
Never hurts to be polite, except when it does.
It has.
Uh, and it has. I hate the Feywild. I hate it so very much.
Well, I'm just not sure going and clearing, like, so we would be gaining sleeping here versus sleeping somewhere else, I suppose. But it doesn't gain anything towards finding the professor to go clear this thing out. And, you know, if the neighbor put it there, we could be making someone else pretty mad.
That is also true.
She didn't say they weren't there. She said the neighbor hasn't visited her in a while.
I definitely think we should get some more clarification before we agree to anything. I am going to not speak to her directly if I can avoid it, given the rather regrettable slips of my tongue thus far.
Bert, everything kind of solidifies and you're back in the room. You also have a slight headache and your mouth feels cottony.
Ugh.
Also, there's a strange woman that you don't know petting you.
Oh, hello.
No response.
And Buttons, yeah, I like your pleasantries, and I never feel beholden to you or vice versa when you talk. But here, it seems like they take this stuff at face value, or at least she is. It's good to be careful, so I don't think I'm gonna speak. But if someone is gonna speak to her, I'd really like to know if she had. It sounds like she knows more than she's telling us about the professor, and if we go at least try to find out about this cache that she's worried about, maybe she would give us information,
Well,
or we could just search around on our
Well,
own.
Carla, I bow to your expertise in these matters.
well, if she doesn't say that she'll tell us as part of it, we shouldn't just assume that she would.
I like to think
Right.
Buttons just all of a sudden bows with no control over herself. Sorry.
You'd think it would be wise to ask her, Kala, if she would do this that return favor,
Well,
like a pound for pound.
so what we know so far is that he was here and not in a state of living, and then he left. So stuff like what they conversed about possibly are stuff like which direction he went, you know, could possibly be things that we would get out of it. But since we don't know what she knows, we don't know what benefit we would be getting if she even agreed to that, which she hasn't. So
Right.
while we do need to rest, maybe we ought to find a small spot to fortify and keep watch and think it over ourselves before. Because it seems like it's implied that staying here means that we agree to go do this in the morning. And since we don't know how hard it'll be, or if we can do it, or if we'll want to do it when we see it, maybe we ought to seek rest elsewhere and then decide when we're more fresh headed in the morning.
I don't disagree with that. Also, it seemed like she was talking to somebody. Did y'all notice that?
I did. I thought it impolite to mention it. And the other question is that, or another question, and is there anywhere safe to rest? Don't. I mean, we've been here not particularly long, and several things have already tried to eat us.
Bert, you're getting scratched behind the ears.
Getting into a possible open-ended favor, which could take longer than one night to even resolve, doesn't seem to be the solution, just math-wise. Because we could
Right.
get there and the items that she said were there weren't there, or not be able to get them, and
Are
so the
we
solution doesn't seem to be to tie ourselves up for a long amount of time.
are we likely to give offense if we attempt to negotiate?
What would you be negotiating for and with?
Uh, Making it let's call it a direct quid pro quo. Something where we know exactly what she expects of us, and she knows exactly what we expect of her, and everything's all tidy and no one's attempting to trick anyone. I know that sounds perhaps rather naive.
Um, well, the minute she starts giving us more information about the task, it's kind of closer to the spectrum of accepting it. So, like, I don't know how much information she's going to want to give out without it being accepted. Like, say you wanted to go have someone buy you something and stuff. You would have to tell them like all about the store and the places and stuff. But this is a hidden thing. So once she tells someone about it, they could just go get it, theoretically.
And not give it to her.
Yeah, so I don't think that she's going to want to just give us a lot of information up front before the discussion, because part of her information is like a proprietary.
Oh dear, I am much more
Ren
used
knows what
to.
that word means, but just so everybody's clear, what does that word mean?
Um, like
Secret,
it's a
I
thing you
believe.
have and you control, and other people knowing it would be not helpful to you.
Proprietary, relating to the owner or ownership.
I am unfortunately much more used to starting from a basis of mutual trust, which we do not have here.
College just looks confused.
Well, uh, my ways don't seem to work particularly well over here. So I will again bow to your greater expertise, shall we say.
I mean, I think unless y'all are fairly sure you want to go fetch things, I think we should probably try to secure an area and rest and then think about it. It doesn't make sense to just hurry into all the things that are there.
All right. How are we to find such a place?
Um, well, we can. We have like some lamps and things where we can burn some fallen wood off the ground and just. Or we could go back and see if we can camp out near the other group. They seemed okay.
Those little guys, those cute little guys.
Yeah, I mean, we can't really go in their burrows or anything.
As long as I do not say anything. Although I thought, weren't they on the other side of the spider wolf infested wood?
Yes.
I don't know how I feel about traveling back through there
Well, the path
twice.
that we walked, they're already dead.
Are they?
They
I
ran.
thought,
Oh, they ran? Okay.
Yeah, y'all hurt like 3 of them, and they ran off.
and there may well be more that we were lucky enough not to meet the first trip. I think, I mean, this individual has a house that is relatively warm and dry, and I'm also trying to remember how she just phrased it. Uh, she said that did she say that we could stay here only if we went to get the cash for her? Or like, I'm trying to remember her exact phrasing as a
And
player.
Make a history roll.
Dang it. The problem is I play characters with high history scores,
Well,
which I do not share.
that's why you want to have good one. 12. It
12.
hasn't been terribly long. She seemed to imply that she would allow y'all to stay here, and that in exchange you would go and get something for her. Beyond, she did not seem to put any time limits or anything like that on it.
Right,
And
I'm going to trust
Kala,
Kala on this.
you believe our only other option is to go back to where those little guys were, or you think we should press forward and see what fate, what winds draw us where? Because I'm okay with that. I'm okay with a little wander.
yeah, I would just hate to create a situation where it's something that, the closest neighbor is like 2 or 3 days away, and then like to save one night, we've given ourselves like 4 nights in the wild kind of thing, as well as a task.
Alright, I don't know. Bert, if you don't mind, do you have any thoughts on the matter?
So you're calling across to where he's with her?
Well, I'm just like, yeah, calling across to Bert. Like, Bert, would you like to join the conversation?
Oh, I thought we
Or are
were
we
pretending we
interrupting a
couldn't hear you.
private moment?
Could you say that again, please, Tux?
I said, oh, I thought we were pretending we couldn't hear you. Because, if I could hear you, then certainly she could.
Right. Sorry. Let me rephrase. Uh, Again, like she's not just calling out to him to specifically weigh in. She's like, would you like to join the conversation, Bert?
Uh, Bert kind of does the rapid, head shake, but then, kind of slowly, um, walks over to
A
the
hand
conversation.
presses down on your back.
The bird is not
Uh,
walking over?
Bird is being pressed to the ground. He can make a athletics or acrobatics check to try and slip free.
Okay, acrobatics. 18.
All right, 1 second. That would be a 16 plus 5 for 21. You are pressed to the ground.
can we can see this?
Yeah, y'all can see her actively pushing him down so that he can't walk away from her.
Oh, no,
I'm
she likes him.
sorry. Is this yours?
That is
I'll go over
a
there and if it won't cause her to take an aggressive action, I'll try to grab him and see if I can help pull him. So instead of acrobatics, I'm using like strength to try to like
I mean, she
get
is
him here.
actively holding him down.
Can I
The
pull him up?
gentleman of a
I
the
mean, you'd
gentleman of
have
a
to pull him
feline
out from under her
persuasion
hand.
is a valued and esteemed colleague of ours, and I'm afraid I must insist that you let him go.
Um, well, I mean, go ahead and make your strength roll. I mean, I invited y'all in. I did not invite him in. And he is not under the protection of my hospitality. So if I wish to lay claim to him, I feel it is then my right to do so. Would you like him? If you'd like him.
You did accept my group introduction of Kala and companions, that you may call us that.
Pulling at him with a
What's your
15.
15? He's not
That's
really
just a
that.
strength check. I didn't apply like athletics, but I don't think it matters.
Bert, what's your AC?
15.
15?
boy.
Could you do me a favor and make a D4 roll, please, Ronnie?
A D4 roll. Okay. You want me to whisper it?
No, that's fine.
4.
4. All right, Bert, you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as a very strong force is holding you against the ground, and another person grabs and tries to yank you out from under that force.
Oh, you're hurting him.
Mm. He's mine to hurt.
Maybe
Bite attack.
Hmm?
Bite attack.
You're gonna bite her? Make an attack roll.
Okay,
dear.
so I'm assuming he's in front of me, right?
Yes.
Are we getting
So
into
I'm probably
initiative?
gonna
React
make
to
a-
Kala's comment.
I wanted to resolve this, and she'll react
Okay.
to y'all. React to what you're saying after. A lot is going on all at once, and I can't handle everything all at once.
I say bite, I really mean like unarmed strike.
I know.
Okay, so I'm just going to do armed strike. That's a 22 to hit.
Does not hit. You,
Ren, I mean.
huh?
Ren is in front of me.
Oh, you're
She's
biting
behind
Ren.
me, right? Yes, but like
Oh,
a knock it off type
okay.
of.
Yeah. Ren, what's your AC?
I'll just let go if he bites at me.
Well, Bert is biting you.
Okay. 14.
14. You'll take 1 point of piercing damage from Bert biting your hand.
Had our first player versus player, kind of.
Yeah, it's not going to move beyond that, as per
Yeah.
the player agreement.
No PvP,
Well,
please.
I won't do it if.
No, you're fine.
That's fine. He already bit me.
You're fine. I promise. Everything is, like, it's not going to move beyond that. I'm not going to allow it to move beyond that, and we're going to. The situation is almost resolved. She
Okay.
looks up at Kala with a little smile. It's like, well, next time maybe you should make sure your full party is here before you introduce your party. But very well. And she releases Bert from her press.
Okay.
It's like, if you have more plotting to do, or do you have an answer for me?
Kala looks over at Buttons for direction on that, because Buttons was the one I think that was arguing the most to stay.
Buttons is gonna just shrug again. She's said twice now, I think, that she's going to defer to Kala on this because she's out of her depth entirely with the Feywild stuff.
I think with our current priorities of finding the professor, while a good night's sleep is definitely something that would be beneficial, still that could rather sidetrack us for an unknown length of time. I think perhaps we ought to go for today and check back with you later after we're more rested if something else comes up.
She just kind of shrugs at you. If we are done then, I have much to do. And then just kind of
All right,
stands
so
there
let's
watching y'all.
Kyle's
let's
going to head out and tuck buttons.
yep, out, 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 out.
All right. Ren, that one hit point of damage is healed. It's just a cat bite. It doesn't last long.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't
Is it-
think he'd like go in for the kill, but
No.
he's animalistic, and you just took down almost half his HP. I'm just thinking it'd be like a reflex, like to
I
clarify.
was trying
Like,
to
you know what
help.
I mean?
Yeah.
I know, but it's like you're pulling on him. You're the first thing he sees, and he's like out of danger, out, escape. If that
No,
kind of makes
it's
sense.
fine.
That's the
It
logic I'm
was
using.
It's a
a
cat thing.
Yeah.
complicated scene, and I just want to make sure we all got through it and we're all okay, because like a lot was happening all at once.
I thought he was trying to bite her.
I did too at first. I thought, oh, he's biting her. Okay, well that should be fun.
Well, I'm just thinking like
But yeah,
I saw Rin, I couldn't see her, so
having held a cat that is getting its temperature taken by a vet, I have been bitten by that cat.
Yeah.
But it's
Let,
not going
let,
to be lasting or serious damage.
let's
Right.
I
resolve it and
know.
leave Kala and Buttons have left.
It's good.
Yep.
It's all good. You rolled acrobatics to get away from her, so it's like, oh, well, I'll just go help him. I was trying to give you advantage to get out. That's the whole point that I was trying to do.
Yeah.
But I mean,
She
the
was
one
very,
hit point wasn't the big deal. It's Ren's uh very it's Ren's
Okay.
pride.
she had a very strong grip on him. 21, and she has a 20 strength. So, and she
Yeesh.
did not want to let him go.
Yeah, so we're all out of there. We're all alive.
The
I was
Uh,
actually waiting for them to declare they left.
yeah,
They
oh,
haven't.
right.
Yep.
This is true.
Leaving.
I can say this, Kala. If you go outside, it is pitch dark. The only light to be seen is the moon overhead, hanging very low in the sky and full and round. Y'all weren't in there long enough to go from twilight to mid moon.
Time for a candle or something.
All right, I've got a glowy rock.
Oh, that's good.
I love
Okay,
how you say that.
so Kala's gone out. She's pulled Button's sleeve. Buttons followed her. Um, Bert said he's gone out. Are you out too, Ren?
Yes.
Okay, just do the checklist, making sure you weren't staying for a scene or something.
Y'all hear the strangest sound come from the building behind you. It sounds like a lock, even though the door was hides.
We need to
I do
move
hope
out
we
of
haven't
this
made a
clearing
mistake.
right now. Preferably to where you cast Buttons. And Kala's still pulling up Button's sleeve as she uh, lights a candle and heads out that way.
All right. Buttons will follow. Yeah. Yeah, so Buttons should still have detect magic up, I think, right?
Uh,
It's been 10 minutes.
it's been a little bit more than 10 minutes. Y'all
Oh,
had a kind of a
okay.
full-blown conversation in there.
You know, usually things like hospitality would be until you fully leave an area that they claim. Yet I believe that lock would indicate that there is none, so we should be out of this clearing very fast.
Yep.
And Kala pulls buttons to go back to the magic cast spot.
Okay, y'all are going back to the scorch mark.
No, to where we were just outside the
Okay,
clearing
so
with the
y'all are
hut
just
with
getting
detect
just
magic.
outside the clearing. Okay, okay,
If
I
we can
understand.
find that spot.
Make a survival check with disadvantage due to darkness. Unless
I've
you have
got
dark
a
vision.
lantern
Hmm?
that I'm assuming I have out and directing. If that helps at all.
Oh,
But,
yeah, it would remove the disadvantage.
okay.
I mean, we would know what angle we saw the house from, so that should help.
Yeah.
Know we're just going in that angle.
It's not a hard roll.
Yeah. 5 feet of light is enough to keep me from
Do you want me
stumbling
to
over
make it
anything.
then?
Whoever
Or
wants to
who's
make it.
making it?
Should I do it since I have the lantern?
Whoever
Sure.
is leading this, make your roll.
Okay, and this is a survival?
Yep.
Sorry. 4.
4. Yeah, nope. Bert is walking back towards the back of the building.
But I don't think that's the. But maybe you should stay. Are you quite all right? You seem a little off today.
Bert starts pawing at the back.
No, we're going outside of the clearing, Bert.
There's a
So she
puff of whitish yellow gas. Bert, make a wisdom saving throw, please.
11.
11. Bert kind of gets stiff-legged and wobbly as he walks.
I want to lasso the bird.
He's like, Bert, you're happy. Like, you're not sure what you're happy about, but you just feel genuinely happy.
Oh, I'll tie it to his utility harness. He has a utility harness. Now, come on, Bert.
You're dragging the cat.
I guess I'll make the next survival roll.
You've put Bird on a leash.
Yes.
I suppose it
Yes,
is
I have.
warranted.
Huh?
I suppose it is warranted given the circumstances.
13.
13? Yeah, no. It's like you have enough light and you're not too far away from it. Like you find your way back to the little area just outside the clearing. Bert is just laying on the ground as you drag him across, I assume. Bert,
Sure.
everything is spinny and happy and good.
Dear.
So, we've declared we may go back and talk to her, and we haven't decided yet on the thing. So, let's look for a nearby spot easier than this spot that is just flat on the ground to fortify. Maybe we could find a hillock or something.
All right. Yeah, let's take a look.
And Kyla's just intending to go like the length of the rope to like go in kind of like a semicircle, 50 feet, to see if she sees any slightly more defensible features while Bert is laying on the ground.
Okay, so basically you're using Bert as the center of a circle, but you're avoiding going into the clearing?
Yes.
All right, make another survival check for me.
For some reason, I don't feel like we should get out of sight of each other. If we can avoid it.
11.
11? You find like the hollow of a tree. You could stuff Bert into there. You'd be fine in there. Buttons would be fine in there. Ren could make it a little cramped, but that would be one of y'all. You would still need 3 more places.
Okay, I found us a place.
That's perhaps not quite what I was thinking of. It's a little
It's a tree.
Oh, right.
It's a tree with like a V shape of branches or roots and like branches hanging over it. It's maybe like 4 feet.
I asked the tree if it has any objections to a night.
Their tree does not respond.
The tree doesn't seem to have any objections to us sheltering here for the night. I think this will work.
Right, well that will shelter one of us.
Well, you and Bert are both tiny, and she kind of tries to push you and the cat in that direction.
I'm friends with Bert, but I'm not that close friends. And what about Ren? We can't just leave him out all night.
But doesn't he sleep in trees? I think I remember him sleeping in trees. Ren, do you sleep in trees? Oh,
No,
okay.
I don't mind being in a tree for the night, or for the time being.
What kind of underbrush and stuff is near there?
It's just like some thin woody brush. Like it's for the most part. It seems like there's not a lot of undergrowth here. There's a few tangled vines, but nothing that really inhibits movement or anything like that.
I'm
I
going
love
to
I love being in trees. I don't sleep in them. I don't
I'm
sleep.
Would
I'm
building
going
a
to start
fire be
casting
inadvisable?
Druidcraft to have those areas extend themselves and grow and bud
Okay. To what
to
end?
basically build up a little undergrowth ring.
Okay, so you're trying to create like a little woody shrub brush ring around you. Not quite what this spell is intended for. I'm going to need you to make me a just roll your spell casting modifier for me.
Okay. That's a 6. I rolled bad.
6. Like you get it to sprout, and a number of like little yellow and white flowers spring up around the edge of it, but it doesn't really fill out as much as you would like it to. You're thinking you may need to use a different spell. Something like plant growth would do it.
Right.
So Colin's like, well, it's more filled in than before, and puts Bert in the tree hollow and starts looking for branches on the ground.
Would building a fire be inadvisable
Uh,
around here? I mean,
Bert the happy has worn off.
Oh, wait,
You're
where
out.
am I?
You're in the hollow of a tree. You don't know how you got here.
Guys?
Oh, I can get my rope back now. Hi, Bert.
welcome back, Bert.
Hi.
We're trying to find a way to spend the evening without getting eaten by anything.
Yeah, I
That's a
was
good
budding
plan.
camp, but it wasn't working too well. Surprisingly, it worked better in the material plane when I first got there. The tower was actually kind of a little annoyed, I think.
Bert, you're laying on a bed of twigs with little white and purple and little pink and yellow blooms on them.
Well, it certainly looks pretty.
Yeah, that's a defense mechanism. If it looks pretty, you know it's occupied.
I suppose that makes sense.
So, I have a bell. You have rope. I
Don't
have
have any
rope.
rope. Oh, okay. I thought I saw some strapped to your back earlier. I was very confused.
Perhaps we could. Hmm.
Kala,
So
do
my
those branches look safe?
ones?
Yes.
I would assume minimally safe since they haven't fallen, but this tree has a very hollowed out root structure, so probably not as safe as other tree branches. That's just from what I know about trees, though.
That's okay. I'll lean back against the tree and somewhere where it won't block the hole. Look at her pretty flowers she made and enter a trance.
Alrighty.
Kala's plan is to prep in case they need a fire inside, like like to have a couple fire things ready in case it would scare something off, but not to light them.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, so I suppose this is what we're trying to do.
Kala kind of shrugs. You'll wake me up if something happens, right, Rin?
I'll exit my trance and say, yeah, if I notice it, of course. You want me to wake you up, or you want me to wake everybody up if something
That
bad
depends how
happens?
dangerous it is. If it's pretty dangerous, probably wake everyone up.
Think so. And if I'm in a trance, Gearnos, I should be able to hear things, right?
Yeah, you're semi-conscious for the most part.
Kind
Do
of
we
like
want
in a
to set?
daydream state.
Do we want to set a couple 2-hour watches while he's in trance?
I think that seems wisest, yes. I'll take first watch. I have
You're
some
a little
tinkering I
faint
need to do
again.
anyhow.
Mel, could you adjust your mic, please?
I'll take first watch. I have some tinkering I need to do anyhow. And I don't know. But would you like to take second and then Kyla third?
Sure.
All right, y'all taking a
Yes,
long
that's
rest
the
then?
plan.
All right, first watch. Please make me a perception check. Do you have any light?
I have the glowstone,
All right,
which
go
is 5
ahead.
feet of light.
Go ahead and make your perception check.
Sorry, it is bright light for 10 feet and bright light for 5 feet and dim light for another 5.
Yes, it
So
is
10 feet
incredibly
total.
noticeable.
Eh.
I have a hooded lantern you can borrow.
Well, we didn't decide this before. We decided on the rest. I'm just gonna roll perception.
Okay.
So I
I'm
don't know
just
how
saying,
much
like,
oil
it's
you
been
have.
out, so, like, okay. Anyway.
7.
7? Don't see anything.
Yep.
Quiet, dark. You occasionally hear the crick of something moving through the branches. You smell the faint scent of lemon and sage.
I'm certain this is all fine.
Should
Everything is perfectly fine.
Rin be making a check too? I know.
Ren is semi-conscious. So until it's Ren's turn, Ren can make checks at disadvantage as he wants.
Okay, I'll make a perception check at disadvantage.
Yep, because you are basically half asleep.
Is everybody being quiet?
I don't know if Buttons is being quiet,
Yes.
but everyone else seems to be napping.
All right. At disadvantage, 17.
17? No, you don't hear. Nothing pulls you out of your reverie. Alright,
All right.
who's next on the watch?
I believe it's
That
me.
will be Bert.
Alright, Bert, do you have a light source?
I'll wake him up.
Yes, hooded lantern. Can I climb on top of the tree, get like a better?
Make an athletics check.
I have a climb speed.
Oh, right, yeah, Hakeem. Yeah, no, yeah, you climb up the branches, no problem. Kind of perch on the lower one. It's a little thicker than the rest, so you feel kind of stable on it.
Yeah, and obviously not where, not, I'm not like on top of Rin, obviously, but yeah. Okay. But source of light is a hooded lantern.
Okay. How heavy is that?
2 pounds.
Okay. And you're
So,
bringing that with you higher up on the tree.
yes.
Alrighty. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay. 23.
23. You see a movement through the trees. Not very large, but very fast. A quick little dart of movement and a rustle of leaves. You
About how far out is it?
maybe 15 feet. As you're watching a single kind of glowing blue orb just into existence, and it just kind of bobs along the edge of the branch towards you.
I guess one-on-one telepathy, hello?
No response. It's bobbing closer to you. Its light
Uh,
is just a dull, constant blue-green glow.
okay, one-to-one to Rin. Um, something weird's happening. Blue orb, and I'm trying to like back,
It's
like
continue.
keep out of it.
It's falling towards you as you move. Ren, make a perception check with disadvantage.
All right.
Actually, wait. What's your passive perception?
12. And
12. Then yeah, make the check, please.
if Bert brings me out of my trance, I'll snap to.
This is basically to see if he can wake you up easily, or if he needs to do something more like yell at you.
Okay. Let's see. At disadvantage, it's 11.
11. Nah, Ren is lost in the daydream. No response. The light is floating closer and closer. You can feel like tension rising along the back of your neck as it approaches you.
I guess I'll try to one-to-one him again. I don't know if like I could carry more urgency or volume in it, but like Bert, I mean Ren,
Bert,
get up.
Bert, 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 Bert.
Bert.
Ren, get up.
Okay,
Weird light.
that would be enough to wake Bert wake Ren up.
Okay. I snap to, and I do that thing when you're, half in a dream and you're seeing like, images that are half dream, half real. And can I look around and see what's up?
All right,
The real
you
question is,
see
what was Bert dreaming of?
you see Bert
Friskies.
backing along the branch
Rin, damn it.
that he was on, a glowing kind of blue-green orb moving closer and closer to him, and then all of a sudden the orb just kind of explodes in a rainbow of color. Bert, what's your HP?
5.
1 second. You are blinded by the flashing spray of colors.
Okay.
How pretty.
Incredibly beautiful, like an aurora of just blinding light, maybe a good half a foot from Bert's face. Bert, could you make a acrobatics check at disadvantage, as you can no longer see where you are and you're backing up along the branch still?
20.
20. You kind of like slip one leg off, like grab yourself like a cat, like down onto the branch, and you're just, yeah, you're there. But you're blinded. For about, a minute or so. After a few seconds, like it starts to get less blinded by color and more you're seeing dots that are flitting about in your face.
Okay. So 1-to-1 to Ren. So I'm blind, so I can't really watch because I can't see.
Mm, Well,
You may have to take over the rest of this watch.
I'm gonna. So is Kala and Miss or yeah Miss Ambergarden? They're inside the tree.
They are sleeping in the hollow, I believe.
I'll
Yep.
kind of wheel around to that point where the hollow is, and you know, knock on the side like, "Hey, I think we have company. Wake up, guys."
Wait, you're not
Minutes,
supposed to wake me up
please.
for watch.
I know, but there's something out here.
Oh, okay. Buzz, buzz.
But it's not light out yet.
There's lights out here, very pretty ones, and it made Bert blind.
Oh,
Bert, you can see normally again.
Oh,
Kala
his lantern's
Buttons?
up in the tree.
Yeah, Kala Buttons, you see Bert's lantern and Buttons' little glowing stone.
Okay, I'm gonna
I don't
climb
see
down
any.
off the tree.
Oh,
Bert
Um,
very awkwardly makes his way down the tree like a cat, like I don't want, nope, don't want to fall, and then eventually like gets halfway down and then just jumps.
So, what'd you see, Bert?
Nothing. That was the problem.
Blinded
Um,
by the light.
Bright blue orb, kinda creepy. Then it exploded, and I couldn't see. Ren, could you see?
It didn't blind me. I did see a splash of color.
Huh.
I didn't see the little blue orb.
I guess I could make a circle at the tree. And just swirly circle.
All right, as you move around behind the tree, there is a lake. A gentle, placid lake, open sky above, no stars, just that single large moon. You can hear the faint sound of water crashing on the edge of the shoreline.
Kala reverses and makes sure she goes the same direction around the circle as she came from.
Okay, so
all right.
your
The
Gals, I'll call
lake.
out, go around behind the tree and then immediately come back.
So,
Yeah.
someone put a lake there. Let's go back to bed.
Lake.
Yeah, this was an important
I
out of
still
character question.
asleep?
Was a lake there before?
No.
If Kala isn't panicking, then things are probably fine. Let's just go back to bed.
I mean, I guess I'm still good for my watch.
I was
Um,
dreaming of carrot cakes.
Okay, wake me up and the rest of the time, and Kala lays back.
Yeah, Buttons will go back to bed.
All right, wake me up if you see any more dazzling lights or lake manifestations, Bert. But I'm gonna go back to dreaming of. Oh, y'all asked what I'm dreaming. Tonight I'm dreaming of yellow eyes. Yellow eyes staring back into my own.
For the
And
record, like anyone who looks
it's not
over there
pretty.
sees a lake. This isn't a oh Kala is being silly. There's a lake that you can all see right there.
Right, but Buttons was half asleep.
Yes. All right. As y'all go back to sleep, Bert, bluish green orb manifests itself and just kind of starts bobbing towards you.
What direction is it coming from?
It's coming from, I would say to your left.
Is it coming from the lake or another direction?
No, it's not coming from. It's just coming from off in the woods.
Counter spell. No.
Be nice if you had it.
Well, I can't stay away from it. Okay, 1-to-1 Duran. Another blinding orb, and then I'm just gonna shut my eyes and run right at it.
All right. Make a dexterity check with disadvantage as you run forward with your eyes closed.
19.
19. You only manage to clip the edge of a tree as you hit the tree and then bounce off to the side because you went running in the forest in the dark with your eyes closed.
Is the orb gone?
You look around, you don't see the orb.
Did I come back out of the trance when
Yeah.
he called my name?
You come out of the trance, you see Bert run off into the woods, clip a tree, bounce, and then turn back around.
But I don't see the orb.
Don't see an orb.
Mhm. I mean, I don't disbelieve him. So I don't think I'm gonna go back into my trance. I think I'll look around. I'll kind of like go around the tree and see if one of those orbs pops up.
You walk around the back of the tree. There is a lake back there. You hear a soft voice. Could you make a let me check on that. Could you make a charisma saving? Oh wait, no, wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay.
As you hear a voice whisper in your ear, "Go swim."
Is it trying to charm me?
Possibly, you have advantage on charms.
Okay, my roll was 8.
8. That's
But
with
that's not with
advantage.
advantage.
No, is it trying to? If it's trying to
Yeah,
charm me,
you
I'll
have
roll
advantage
again.
on it.
17.
17. Like you start towards the lake and then kind of shake it off.
Whatever you are, just let us sleep tonight. I just one time want to have a peaceful, relaxing time in my home, and I'm gonna create a Fey presence. It doesn't do much, but each creature in a 10-foot cube will make a wisdom saving throw and this time I want it to be frightened by me till my next turn.
Okay, 1 second.
Be gone, creatures of the
Wisdom.
night.
Okay, wisdom saving throws. What's your
Help
DC again?
or-
13.
13.
Brendan's been pushed just a little bit too far.
You hear like a number of like little as small things dash off into the distance.
And stay away, just for today. And if I feel okay about it, I'll go back to the tree and let my Fey presence kind of like recede back to my normal boyish self
Okay.
and try to enter a trance again.
Bert, you ran into a tree. How are you going to finish your watch?
You know what? I'm just gonna lay on the ground in front of the hollow. I'm gonna still watch, but no fancy crap.
Okay.
Just, this is where I am.
All right, and you finish your watch. Who's next?
I believe Kala's up, but Ren will be done with this trance too.
Yes. All right, Kala. Ren, y'all are both up and on watch. Feel free to make your perception checks. It's still dark. It hasn't shown any sign of getting light, even though it's been several hours.
Kala, if you're still tired, I don't mind staying perfectly conscious for the next 4 hours or however many hours are left for y'all to rest.
I could rest 2 more hours and a couple more hours, however time is, and then get up, I guess.
Okay.
But wake me
Then
up if anything happens.
okay. I did hear some skittering, and I don't know if those skittered creatures are gonna come back.
She takes the time to light a couple small chunks to burn to embers, just so they can kind of kick wood on them if they need to,
Okay.
Okay.
and then goes back to sleep for a bit.
Alrighty. Ren, if you're the only one keeping watch, go ahead and make your perception check.
A natural 1 for a total of 3.
Alrighty.
I'm dealing with stuff. My poem is affecting my mind, or distracting me.
Yeah.
That's what I'd like to focus on when I go in a trance.
Alrighty. Um. Yeah. No. Uh. You hear like some rustling in the leaves, but that's not uncommon for a forest. But you make it through the night, or at
Oh,
least you
good.
think you would. Uh. Everyone completes a long rest. You can go ahead and level up now. However,
Yay!
it is still midnight dark with the moon
Of
hanging
course it
overhead
is.
as y'all wake up.
All right. Because Artificer has so much wiggle room.
We're actually
Uh,
going to be calling it in like 15 minutes because I know Ronnie has a poem to read and some stuff to take care of today. And y'all have a level up to go through. But we got about 15 more minutes if y'all want to do anything else while y'all trying to figure out why 6 to 8 hours later it's still midnight dark.
right. But yeah, I do just want to ask everyone's opinion. Uh, Bag of holding, rope of climbing, or the helmet of water breathing? Was it?
Remember, you have to have a physical item to infuse.
Not for the replicate magical items. I don't. Do I?
So if you're making a bag of holding, you need a bag. It doesn't create a bag. If you're making a
Right.
helm of understanding, you need a helm. If you need stones of talking, you need 2 stones. I'm not
Well,
saying don't take it. I'm saying you have to have the object before you can use the thing.
Yeah.
all right.
Just in case that affects your decision. But I've never seen
I
a
mean,
party regret having a bag of holding.
we have bags, we have rope, and we have uh
Bags.
helmets,
I mean, how you just take a bag, cut eye
caps. That's
holes
it.
out of it.
Cap of water
Here's your
breathing.
helm.
But
I mean,
It's a little
yeah,
dark.
if you just have your backpack, then some of the things you do with the bag of holding you won't want to do because your equipment's in it.
Wow.
Though never fill one all the way with water because that would actually break it.
Hmm.
All right, and the other thing is, I can only have 2 infusions at a time. There's just going to be the infusions that I know.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, a bag of holding sounds useful, and the underwater breathing sounds useful.
You're in the middle of a forest at midnight.
There's a lake, though.
Yes, there is.
think in character, I wouldn't be too impressed with the rope of climbing because I have a climb speed.
But it would
Oh,
allow them to keep up with you.
Um, so Kala knows she didn't go more than 50 feet from the edge of the clearing spot because she used Bert as a marker before.
Hmm.
So she's going to just lightly tie the rope to one of the brambles and go back out and see if they're still within 50 feet of the clearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you see the house there. It's got the hide door. Uh, you smell the pinton wood that she was burning earlier, still lingering faintly in the area. Make a wisdom saving throw as a puff of yellow-white gas gets breathed in your face.
Okay. Kala's still holding the rope thing, but let's see. Only an 8.
8. You are incredibly happy. Make a d6 roll for me, please.
A 1.
1. You just kind of start floating in a direction. Everything is good. Roll a d4 for me to.
Kala balloon.
Yeah.
Oh. Huh.
You notice this?
Yeah. I mean, she's within 50 feet.
Okay.
Start trying to pull her back.
She just kind of floats with you.
I
So I have a question.
Okay.
Kala balloon.
I'm seeing items on the infusions list that I don't recognize.
Uh-huh.
One of them is a thermal cube,
Yeah.
which looks like it's from Icewind Dale.
Yes.
Uh,
Do
this
you
three?
Okay, do you remember at the spa on Second Sight Agency where they put those metal cubes in the water to heat the water for y'all?
Yes.
That's what that is.
Yes. Do I need it? It says it's a 3-inch cube of solid brimstone. Do I need a 3-inch cube of solid brimstone?
It could be a 3-inch as long as it's roughly the same size.
Okay, so I'm actually going to take that because I can swap it out at a later level, and we've I've already almost frozen to death once this campaign.
All right, so y'all have a Kala balloon. Kala, you're just generally happy and in a good mood for about a solid minute. You occasionally like, ooh, and then just start flitting off in one direction before like the rope pulls you back. It's like everything is kind of wobbly and spinny. But a minute later, like you feel normal. A little cottonmouth.
Where are you guys? Oh, rope. Toot, toot, toot. Oh, wait, why do you have the rope, Bert?
you went weird and
This
you
is my
started
rope.
flying off. I believe it's your rope.
Okay, just making sure. Oh,
Okay.
so I think maybe that's her neighbor's place with the hidden thing, and she just brought it in case we wanted to go find the stuff, because then it would be closer. I bet that's her neighbor.
Should
It's
we introduce ourselves?
To the neighbor? Well, definitely not if we end up looking for a thing that they have.
Ren, do you have any insight in these Fey wild?
A little bit. I was a kid when I lived here, so I don't know much. But I mean, it's hard to predict. What my experiences wouldn't be able to tell us much. It's pretty chaotic here.
Yeah, I've noticed that. So, did you see anything that was going on last night?
I heard some skittering. I didn't see the orbs. I did see the lake that came out of nowhere.
The lake is still there.
Should we investigate the lake?
Do you think the professor went to the lake? It wasn't there before, but it could have been.
What was there before?
Trees, wood, ground.
You know, I did have this urge, like a voice whispering in my head, to jump in the lake and take a swim. Something was trying to compel me to do that, but I'm too crafty, and I withstood it.
That makes sense.
Good job.
Thanks.
I'm proud of you, Rin.
Thanks. Think I'm gonna get cat scratch fever? Just kidding.
Well, it would
Oh,
be cat bite
right.
fever.
Sorry,
Cat
it was
bite fever.
confusing. I Please don't take that personally.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's not the
I
first
just,
time I've been bitten,
yeah.
for
Just think of it
pleasure
as a
or
little bite.
otherwise. It
So,
was.
I have a
so
tiny wrench.
probably when the professor went through, there were trees, because we found the wolf spiders and we found his companion soldiers, and they were eaten by wolf spiders. So there was probably trees when he went through too.
Maybe that lady was lying to us and he's not dead at all, and he just got lost or
Oh,
confused.
right. Now's probably as good a time. There was a skeleton behind our house.
Yeah, you buried the lead
Or
on
at
that
least
one.
most of it.
There's a what
Most
now?
of a
For
skeleton.
the record, I don't remember. She said last time she saw him, he was dead or he was not alive.
I believe she actually said yes to dead, then kind of whiffled a bit on it, and
Hmm.
then said there are many states.
Yes. Okay,
And
just
then,
confirming.
yeah,
So there were scratch marks on the bones. That's all I could give you. Unfortunately, I'm not a healer. I don't know much about, you know, figuring out cause of death and that sort of thing.
do we think it's the professor? Did they seem human-sized?
They were human-sized, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Do we know for certain that
Yes.
the professor was human?
No.
No,
Perhaps we should have gotten physical description before we came here. But,
I
well,
thought we did get a physical description, but my notebook's still in that room.
Nope. I gave y'all a description of Robin's child, but that's it.
Well, we found her, so. Um. Okay. So yeah, just a skeleton.
Because
Do we know how long he's been missing? Roughly. Did we ever
the
get that information?
psychic cat asks after 8 hours of midnight.
right. Time is, let's say, something fluid while we're here.
Okay, so we
Strange
can't really
as
say,
it
well,
is.
if it's a skeleton, it's been dead for a while.
I should
Unfortunately, no.
probably get my notes, but I'll just look at them before next time.
If I had given you a description of the director, I would have recorded the description of the director.
No, for if the woman had said how long they were in the portal without coming back.
Ah.
So, but that's okay. I'll just look at them for next time because we're actually at the time we said we were going to try to end.
Yeah.
So
But hey, y'all leveled up. Congratulations. Or y'all got your new level features.
Yay.
Um,
We haven't died yet.
y'all been pretty
You
close.
haven't died yet.
Y'all have been pretty close. Once or twice.
I guess technically I didn't die, I went unconscious, but
Yeah.
yeah.
It's fine. I have plans.
So 1.5 times. But
So,
now I have more HP, so
yep. That means I'm going to have to come at y'all harder.
Oh god. Why? Why?
because the challenge is what makes it worth doing.
But we finished the conversation, so at least breaking from here, we're not like stopping mid-conversation and then restarting it next episode. That's good.
This
Yeah.
is true.
Y'all have a couple different paths to move in. Y'all have a mysterious thing to investigate. I will get one of y'all in that lake before the end of the next session.
Oh God, why?
Keep in mind, it is still like biting cold. Y'all did not have a comfortable sleep, but y'all did have sleep.
Oh, okay. That's going to change which infusions I start out with then.
What
Because
do you
I'm
mean?
going to start out with the thermal cube.
Ah,
Like, because I know 4 infusions. I can
yes.
choose 2 of them.
Yes.
So instead of infusing my armor, I will instead infuse a thermal cube.
I love the idea you're choosing to be warm over being safe.
It's only 1 AC.
I mean, that's very Buttons.
Well,
Honestly, very Rail.
Well, I think
Yeah.
Buttons has the light spell, right?
But
Buttons does not have the light
no,
spell.
Oh,
Button.
you're using trinkets for light.
Yep.
That's
She
right.
has the magical tinkering,
Yep.
yes.
But
Like
we have reusable light from Buttons, and now we have heat. So
Yeah, keep in mind, though, that is 95 degrees, so we are going to be fairly warm.
yeah. No.
We're not going to be cold, but we're not going to be... We're not at, like, perfect 70 degrees, unfortunately.
How heavy
well,
is
why
that
can't we
thing?
just pull it along with us on something?
It's like a 3 by.
It's-
It's a 3-inch cube.
Yeah.
I'm
It's a little
assuming
cube of stone.
Button's got just like a rock or something and has been chipping at it.
Wait, how
Sure.
heavy is it?
It's a 3-inch cube of rock.
Probably a
Well,
pound
I
or
could
2.
probably hold it.
I
Yeah, like,
mean,
the rock
the whole
itself is
point
not
was
hot.
it's 95 degrees around it. So I
Yeah,
was saying we could drag it, then we'd get our 70.
I'm perfectly fine just kind of going as is.
Okay.
All right, so let's go ahead and call it here, because a couple of us have some stuff we need to do. I know it's been a short session. I'd like to thank everyone who showed up to watch. I'd like to thank my players. I love the motto that Buttons has come up with.
I
And
hate the
next,
Feywild.
and next time we might have redone art up here.
Yep. There's a chance that there next time there may be combat. Who knows?
Oh, wonderful. And yeah,
Maybe
also,
they'll
so
just
I...
keep blinding me.
Blinded by the light.
Out of character, were those will-o-wisp, or should we know yet? Would it be better not to know?
Make a religion check.
Oh, because they're undead in this edition, which is weird.
Really?
Will-o-wisp in 5th edition are undead, which is a trend that I think they've been trying to do since 4th edition.
Mm-hmm.
They're always fey
That's
in my
weird.
mind.
I always thought will-o-wisps were like completely fey.
They
like
are.
outside of D&D, like an Irish thing,
They are.
which generally translates to fey. Okay,
Are you saying
good.
undead can't be fey?
Okay. Especially in, like, British folklore, or like folklore across the British Isles, there is a lot of overlap between Fey and dead or undead.
Oh, really?
Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, especially if you get into Welsh folklore, like the land of the dead and the land where Fey are kind of,
The same.
Like the
yeah,
washerwomen
That's
and stuff are
interesting.
depending on the
actually
land.
undead fae, aren't they?
Yes. So if I haven't made this clear to y'all are going to be coming up against like a lot of quote unquote legend creatures.
Wonderful.
Yeah, no, you got no clue what that thing was last night. But it could have been a will-o'-the-wisp. But this doesn't feel a very marshy area.
You're alive so far. Could be worse.
I really want to. I mean, just curiosity. If the water appeared there, and at the same time these orbs appeared, if those are connected, or if those are two separate things, or someone's messing with us, or if that lady is playing little weird fey trickster games on us because we went in her house and didn't take her up on her offer.
There's a couple different things that could be causing stuff. Or it could just be the Feywild is weird.
Hopefully next time I'll have my campaign in 2 tapestry up too.
Hopefully next time I will be here.
Hopefully next time, so will you.
Actually, yeah, please come back. And hey, I've started uploading Briar Garden episodes to our YouTube channel again. Uh, so hey, y'all can rewatch older episodes on there. And ow, it's fine.
Are you being attacked by a cat?
No, we've already done that once today. No, it's fine. I will need to find that later though. Anyway, I lost my little wrench. Let's go. Meryl, say the line.
All right, folks. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other, and please, always make like a polite werewolf. Like and subscribe.
Okay, let's see if this button works now. If I hit it right, it should automatically take us to the end screen and mute us. It did not mute us, but took us to the end screen. Oh, live. That is a cool keyboard.
Wow.
My son bought that for me for Christmas.
Oh, Happy Merry.
Happy Merry Holidays, Christmas, Harry Potter. Love it.
Have a nice belated one.
All right, everyone. Thank you for coming. Thank you for visiting. Thanks for putting up with our impromptu hiatus. We had a bunch of stuff going on. We got our Zizva and I got our COVID jab. We had some friends over. We had a birthday. We had a global pandemic that is raging out of control that no one is talking about.
We're doing the
And
best we can to stay safe.
all right,